does it feel to still have such an awesome start at Reading after all these years?
It feels great. London, I mean, England in general is kind of like a second home to us. And so coming and playing, the Lockup stage, which is a show that's always been a huge champion of our band, and we appreciate everything Mike has done. And so playing that stage and having a great slot, it's important to us. And being on that stage with some great bands like Quicksand, RX Bandits, there's a lot of good friends and good bands over there. So
after 10 years, do you guys find that you're attracting a new generation of fans, or do you think it's still like your core Alkaline Trio fans?
I feel that there's most of the rejuvenation of fans comes from people having children, oddly enough. That's when you've been a band for almost 20 years, when you're fans, when, like some of the journalists we've met today, I remember meeting them when they were wee lads, and now they're, working for BBC or whatever, and have kids. And those kids grow really fast. It's like, I think that the new people get turned on to it. The thing about English fans is that, in the States, it's like if you'll never see a Slipknot t-shirt at an Alkaline Trio show. Yeah. Here, Marilyn Manson and Slipknot shirts, half the kids are wearing them. It's like, it's not as snobby here. It's not as like gentrified, or like it's not as segregated, I guess is a better word. It's like if kids like it, they like it, and people are more open-minded here, I think, if it's good. So I think word of mouth travels faster here, and I also think that people fuck and have way more kids here that turn out to be babies that turn into be Alkaline Trio fans. If these two punkers were to fuck and have a baby, and that baby
Alkaline Trio,
and that baby had ears, it's gonna like Alkaline Trio.
That's how we look at everything.
I don't even know if I answered the right question, but
so what do you think it is about America that's so snobby about genres and stuff, and having walls?
I don't know. No, I mean,
we like guilty Americans.
I guess it seems to me, I don't know if I would say snobby or what, but from my experience coming over here and in Europe in general, if you make an impression here, people seem to stick with you longer. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's an appreciation of an American band coming here and making the effort to keep coming over the ocean to play here. Maybe they actually appreciate that, But in the States, it's like, you go on a tour, and if you're not careful, you can like tour too much, and because it's easy. We live there. We could go on tour every 4 months if we wanted to, but people would probably stop coming. Yeah. I'm not saying if we did that over here, people wouldn't stop coming, but it seems to me like we got welcomed in when we first came over, like 2001, and for whatever reason, we stayed in. We broke through the inner circles, and now we sleep at the Palace. I'm babysitting the new baby tomorrow.
He doesn't ever remember the name or the sex of the new baby.
Baby George.
Carissa, Baby George.
Baby George, that's what I just said. George Louis.
George Louis is a greaser. Did you guys know that? When the cameras are off, it's a baby greaser.
Baby greaser George Louis. Congratulations.
Watch your nuts, people.
No, but yeah, I mean, somehow we got in, and we're very fortunate to have stayed in.
Do you also feel like punk and the kind of music that you play sort of outlives trends, like it never gets tainted by like dubstep or new metal, and it lasts longer than all these other fads, etc.?
Our music certainly has never been tainted by dubstep or new metal, which is good.
I don't even know what that means.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just write what we know, and apparently, that I guess you could say it's kind of a timeless thing. Like we're definitely not trying to keep up with the next big thing. Yeah. We're just going to keep doing what Alkaline Trio has always done, and I guess it's outlived some genre changes,
Because like, there's always tools that say like, oh, punk is dead or punk's alive or whatever. But if you think about it, punk's been consistently healthy. Would you agree with that? Or?
I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean it goes through ups and downs, but I mean, you look at what's happened since the inception of punk. It's always been around. It's always been a force.
And you've also said that My Shame Is True was like quite cathartic to write. I mean, how does it feel to relive it every night?
It's a little different. It's a little different writing it than playing it. I mean, the playing it and the catharsis is where the catharsis of it when we're in the studio. The writing and the playing of it while we're recording. I mean, there's a certain amount of catharsis playing it live, but it's more for the fan. It's for us and the fans. It's more of a communal thing. Whereas in the studio, it's more of a selfish. This is what this is about. I'm getting this off my chest, and it's to quote unquote tape most of the time. But it's just different. I mean, it feels good. It feels like the live show is more of a celebration, whereas the writing process and the recording process is more cathartic.
Oh, sweet. So now that it's out of your system, do you guys have any idea where you want to take things next?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. Slow down, buddy. Slow down.
We got a bunch more to do still. I mean, this has been the busiest year we've had in a while. We're doing this stuff, and then we're going home. We're going to go on tour with our friends in Newfound Glory in the States. And then after that, I mean, we're talking about maybe coming back over here very early next year. We'll see what happens, and just keep going for a little bit. But I've kind of already started writing some stuff, and, we're always writing. I'm not prolific enough to ever stop writing. I have to keep going because I'm kind of slow like that, but